Hello, friends. First, let me begin by telling a story. You see, once upon a time, I was sent a great video, and it was of someone making a piece of music dedicated to someone. Now, admittedly, that's something I've already done, but not necessarily creating an entire piece of music for somebody. Essentially, what I'm saying is a theme song. Everyone's heard theme songs, we've seen them in cartoons, or like the motif that plays that when someone comes by, like Sonic. I'll show an example somewhere in the video. But I wanted to give it a go. So I ended up creating a theme song for every single one of my friends, or at least as much as I could have. And in this video, I'm just going to show the story of how I created the first two and the theory behind them. So, let's go. Before we begin, it's important to get it really clear for you guys what a leitmotif actually is. So, like I said before, we'll use Sonic as an example, and I'll play the clip now.
Wow, that's a pretty snazzy performance there.
It can't be.
So as you can see, Sonic's leitmotif goes something like this. Now it's important to note that this leitmotif shows up anytime Sonic appears or does anything significant to the story. Like, it's basically his defining moment. Now what I'm going to try and do is create a motif for my characters, that's in quotes, but my characters, and create a theme surrounding that theme. Now the motif should represent the character. It's not necessarily saying anything of the sort about them, just what they're defined by. So if I think someone is defined by mystique or the wonder that they have in the world, their motif might sound wondrous or huge, large. Or if someone's simplistic or just happy, it might sound like just sing-songy, I guess. I think that makes sense. So this is me. This is gonna be probably a multi-part series. There's gonna be a voiceover before, but this is how I'm gonna go about creating like themes for, I guess, some of my friends. I think it might be cool. Maybe. We're gonna start with a very special lady. I guess her name is Diana. So I've been thinking about this for a while, and she seems super excited. So based on, well, that Undertale, it has the hopes and dreams motif, which goes like, oh, I played that wrong, but that. For that. So I wanted to use D major because of course her name starts with D. But then D minor just, it hits different. Because we have, oh, that is not it. We have, we have all those chords. We have this. And I think her motif would need to be epic. Like, have a sort of boom, bum, 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 bum. You know, like, she walks into a room and, like, it's not necessarily all eyes are on her, but more so, it's a resounding yes in the room that she would be there. She is there. Versus if I was making someone with a more domineering aura, it would be louder and more thunderous, more imperial sounding, I guess is a good way to put it. But Diana's a soft, tender-hearted person, so I think we should go soft and tender-hearted. So of course we have to start on the key of D, because it is D minor. And I think this is what I've come up with so far. Well, for the motif, it's gonna be like, admittedly, that sounds kind of sad, and that's not the type of person she is, but it has that sense of longing for more, and I think that represents her, like, just something like that. And so with the motif done, I think maybe, well, I can take him out viola right now, but just be a bit time consuming. So starting on the key of D, we go like, well, this is D, the D string, so you go like, I have no idea how this would go, but I did eventually get it down, but it took some time. And I guess I'll just segue to the next part. Okay, so I guess in this section, I'm really just going to talk about how I actually went about creating this. Now, I'm going to mention some terms, and I might go a bit deeper into what they really mean. But how I essentially started this off was with the instrumentation. I think any piece of music I make for any of my friends should be a bit orchestral. I think, yeah, that's how themes should be. So I started off with bass. You know, double bass, big violin looking thing, deep brass, which I use as like a tuba, and a cello, and also reverse cymbals. Now, the cello was actually representing multiple cellos, because I'm actually using the plugin called BBC Symphony. And so it's a collection of sounds from the actual BBC Symphony that are usable online. So it could play in harmony, which is essentially a chord, by stacking notes on top of each other. So that's how it creates that swelling effect as it goes up. And I guess it's more so we needed to create a sense of foreboding. Because with Diana, I'm not trying to necessarily have that dangerous aura or sadness. It's not that. It's that sense of wonder. Because when you're looking for something, you don't know what's going to be next. You don't know. You're having faith in yourself and the people around you. And I feel like that completely encompasses the type of person that she is. Because she will do so much things for other people or for the sake of just wanting to know what that is. And if that can change your life or maybe affect your life. I don't know, maybe I'm going too deep into this. But that's just what I was going for. It is a bit foreboding, but I like the D minor chord. It's a nice sounding chord. So with each part, we're just trying to add some texture from this. I really like the polyphonic texture. Polyphony is essentially having multiple melody lines running. I don't want to have one main thing, although it did sound like it had one main thing. It does have multiple things. There's actually a lot of instruments in this. I think there's at least some brass, some violins, some violas, some cellos. Okay, I'm just naming things. What we create here is essentially repeating arpeggios that dip back into the first. So if we think about what a chord actually is, it's 1, 3, and 5 of the key, and that forms your chord. Well, no, not of the key, of the note. The third is the minor or major third, and the fifth is the fifth interval away from the first. So the first interval is the note you start on. The third can be a minor or a major interval away from the first, and the fifth is 5 intervals away from the first note. And if you think about it like a guitar, a power chord is essentially a perfect fifth, just 5 intervals away from the bass note. And we can see here, I don't know what I was doing. I think this was mainly for this brass section, just having this like little melody ring out. Because when you're creating these orchestral pieces of music, you need to have these, I guess, essentially air candy. You need to catch the listener's attention. That is not the only thing that is going on. Not that main melody is not that only thing that's going on. There's much more going on. And you're trying to just reel them in, I guess, in a sense. This is... if you saw that there was actually some hi-hats, and you can see the song originally changed from what it was supposed to be. It's just quickly going through basically all the instruments I used to create this. You can see I created a driver, and this is when I'm making the Diana motif. Okay, let me pay attention here. Essentially, the motif did change across me making it earlier and then making it here. It's longer. It is grander. It's like, I guess I wanted to imagine it, hence the title, which is A Starry World. Like you were floating in a sea of stars. Now the reason I think it should be like this is because I think of stars not so much as just balls of energy, but they're like gateways of opportunity. And so if you're falling through a sea of them, there's so much opportunity all around you, and you're reaching out and you're grabbing them. They are yours. They're all yours. But it's more so you're still falling through. So you have everything. Well, no, you don't even have everything. You can have everything, but you're not quite sure what it is you actually want. So you just keep falling. And it's not like you're really going anywhere. You're kind of staying in the same place. And nothing's really passing you by. It's like you're looping, basically going past those same stars. The opportunity to make a change. It will be you who makes that change. I guess that's what I was trying to go for with it. That's where the melody comes from, the motif. That's how it was finalized. In my head, anyway. I think Diana is a person with originality to herself, so all she has to do is just reach out and make that change, and I'm sure she'll get what she wants. I think that is why I made it like that. Though, I probably will make a happier version, because I'm not quite sure she'll be completely happy with it when she finally hears it. I'm not quite showing the entire thing for you guys here. And you could also see that I was using the guitar there. I need to make sure to replicate the melody in the guitar. It sounds a bit overdriven here, but it doesn't actually sound like that. I don't know why, but in the recording, it was not having fun with some of these instruments. But when I show the actual thing, it should come out okay. Here, I was just adding in piano. You need a piano and everything, you know. I'm just a glazer. Some of this, and yeah, just the final loop. And at that point, I thought I did well. I don't really have cover art for this song yet, or really anything, so I can't really put anything. So I'll just be putting like a Minecraft recording over, but it would mean a lot. You just listen and you know, just take your time with it. I'll also show how the melody looks, the motif looks in notation format in D minor. on to the next one for D8.